Hey, Wild fans, hope you're all doing well in Des Moines and beyond. Joe O'Donnell here in the suburbs of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we're joined by Gabriel Dumont, the Wild center in where in Canada?
Ville Quebec.
All right, how long have you been back there?
We came back like about a week after the season was suspended, and we've been here since.
Yeah, you told me just before we started the call that you guys were on some serious lockdown there, that even the grocery stores had just certain hours of operation. How's the family been holding up during some tough times?
It's been good. It's a different time for them, especially for the kids. Being here and not being able for the first month or so, not be able to see their grandparents or the cousins and stuff like that. They did and did not understand why, but it was different. Spent a lot of time with them that I usually don't have. So it's we're trying to make the best out of a not really good situation.
How about your wife? How's she doing?
She's doing good. She like I said, she's happy we're back home. She was worried when the it all started and the season got suspended, and then the Canadian Prime Minister urged all Canadian in the U.S. to come back to the country and stuff. So, but now that we're here, we're doing good. We're staying busy with the kid. We're doing work around the house. We're trying to. I live on the lake, so we go on the boat once in a while, and we're just trying to do what we can.
I'm sure some of our fans are still getting to know you. Tell them about your two boys who, a lot of the Wild players and staff had the pleasure of seeing run around the rink from time to time this year.
Yeah, I got two little ones, two boys, like you said. The oldest one is Mateo. He's 5.5, and Lucas turned 3 in April, so last April. They're like I said, they're buzzing around, and they're keeping me busy. We're trying to play all sort of game and trying to homeschool a little bit. The oldest one too at the same time. He was in pre-K in Des Moines, but we had to cancel all that. So we're like I said, we're trying to keeping them busy because they're two boys and they have a lot of energy, and we need to do a lot of stuff during the day. But it's good to be with them.
Do they get along well? Do the gloves come off occasionally?
Oh, the gloves do come off occasionally, but I think it's just a brotherhood. Anybody who has a brother or sister knows that. I think they love each other, but they have their moment where it's better to keep them apart.
Your thoughts on Des Moines, your first year with the organization? I don't know how much you knew about the city coming in. You'd played in other spots in the American League. You played in the NHL. What did you and your family think of Des Moines?
It's been great, and Des Moines. I have nothing but great things to say about Des Moines. Uh, it's a great area. People were great. Organization was great, but the actual Iowa State and Iowa people and the Des Moines city too. The people in the city were so nice with us, all our neighbors and everything. Everybody was just really so friendly and so welcoming. It was great for us. It made everything really easy. The transition being really easy.
A lot of people felt the Iowa Wild were primed for a long playoff run. You have tasted the Calder Cup playoffs many times in your career, including a trip to the finals in 2017. Very early in your career with the Hamilton Bulldogs, you got to the conference finals. What did you see about this Iowa group that gave you the confidence that the ingredients were there to make a long run?
I've been on, like you said, a couple of good teams in the American League. I've been to two finals, three conference finals. So, but this team was definitely one of the good one I've been on. When you think about championship teams like that, you'll always look through the roster and say like, where's their biggest weakness? And it's hard for us to find a weakness. You look at we had four lines that could really do some damage offensively and really completed each other really good. And on defense, we were really solid on defense, offensively and defensively. And with Capo in net, I think eh, he's an outstanding goaltender, and you could, with a good goalie in playoff, you can go far. So I think, like you said, we were primed for having a long run. You never know, but when you look through the lineup and also through the kind of locker room we had, the chemistry the guys had, that has a big role to play into. And I feel that we had all the ingredients to we'll never know. It's easy to sit here and say, but it was a great team, that's for sure.
I'm sure you'll take some credit in this, but last year in Syracuse, the 18-19 season, you played with the league's leading goal scorer and point getter in Carter Verhaeghe. Hopefully, I'm not butchering his last name, since Wild fans don't get to see him in person. And this year, Sam Anis won the league lead in points, and Jerry Mayhew led the league in goals. So, is there anything to that, Mr. Dumont? The fact you've seen some leading scorers the last couple of years.
I think I've just been lucky enough, last year in Syracuse to play with Carter, and then this year with Jerry and Sammy. These two guys absolutely deserve everything that they got. They work every day. They come in every day. If you come and look at the practices, Sammy and Jerry are always two of the guys that are working the hardest, and they come and they compete and they do their things every game. They don't take any days off. So, and they're obviously gifted hockey players, and it just showed this year with the confidence they had and their work ethic, and they just took it from game one, and then they never let go.
I know that that's something you pride yourself in, the hard work. I know that coaches, that I was with in previous years, and they played against you or coached against you, I should say, and your coaching staff this year. They laud the fact that you're a hard guy to play against, and I know you take pride in that, but that work ethic and that sort of tenaciousness to your game, where does that come from?
I don't know. It always kind of been the way I played. I've always been a smaller guy and always told, you're not going to go this, you can't be doing this. And, I remember when I started playing with contact teams or coaches were saying, "Oh, you won't be as good now. It's getting physical," and so I think something like that might have to play in it. But I think it's just the way I had to play to be successful, and it just stuck with me.
I think many of our fans can probably just tell from the size of your frame that you're one strong individual. I know that our strength coach, John Odgers, and your teammates would say the same thing. How are you trying to maintain your strength without being able to access gyms and that sort of thing in the off season?
Well, I'm lucky enough since I'm from a really small area. Not a couple of years ago, but 1 year ago, I had to go really far to train, so I decided to buy my own stuff, and then I put it in the garage. So I got a small gym, but it's enough to work out. Usually, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 guys at the same time. So it's been great for me. I've been able to hit the gym every day and stay sharp. The whole time that we didn't really know what was going on, so I was still working out. And obviously, I can't really go on the ice, but at least I was like physically, I felt ready to go to come back anytime.
What's the most you've ever bench pressed, even one rep?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you.
Come on, give me a guess.
No idea. I can't even. I don't even know.
I have a feeling you don't want to get chirped on the group chat.
Yeah, exactly. The guys are going to give it to me. No, honestly, I don't even know. As a hockey player, we don't really work out for one max rep. So
sure.
I don't know. That's probably less than Audrey, that's for sure.
Yeah, Odgers, the John Odgers strength coach, he can certainly put the weights up. Gabriel Dumont here joining us, of course, and for a long time in hockey, I'm sure your nickname was just Doomy. Made the most sense. Then you added Brandon Duhaime and Connor Dewar, 2 rookies to the Iowa Wild this year. So really there were 3 Doomies or Deweys or whatever you want to call it. How did you manage, at least early in the season before other nicknames surfaced, when you were supposed to go on the ice with Dumont, Dewar, and Duhaime on the same team?
I think Coach Army really figured it out really quick that me and Dewar were always because we're both centers. So when he would call our line, he would say Dewey, and then we would both turn back and do me or Dewey or. So he figured it out pretty quick that he was calling my line Gabe. So it turned out to work pretty well that way. But yeah, it was kind of confusing at first.
You took a liking to those 2 rookies. How come?
They were good guys, and when I started, I had guys that helped me a lot, and that always stuck with me. Where like they went out of their way to help me and make me feel feel good. You know, when like you think a kid like Connor Dewar, a lot of talent, always had a lot of success, but then you come to American League and you don't want to, but you always think it's going to be easier than it actually is. The American League is a good hockey league, and no matter how good you were in junior, it's a different league. So you look, you know, Duane was at a college, so it's a little different for him. But you look at Dewar, where he was in a billet, and you know moved out and moved and play with older guys have kids on the team and stuff like that. So it's hard for a kid like that. So you just try to make him feel as welcome as you can, and then make him feel that he can come ask you any question if he needs anything.
On the back of the bus, you loved getting into card games this year. Who was the biggest challenge for you in those Iowa Wild card games?
So we always said all year the rich gets richer. So Cody McLeod basically won every single game. I had to quit playing at some point. He was just winning, taking all my money. So yeah, definitely. Clowder was by far the best card player on those bus.
A lot of experience he's got too. Doomy, thanks for doing this. Nice catching up with you, buddy. It's good to see you, and hopefully you and the rest of the Dumont family stay safe and enjoy the off season.
Thanks, Joe.
That's Wild Center Gabriel Dumont. Wild fans, hope you're doing well out there and continue to stay up to date on our social sites for more content coming your way. Till next time.